Anyway, I think I'm on live. So if you are watching, thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. I'm Buzz Noe. I'm one of the practitioners from the Center for Spiritual Living in Pleasant Valley in Camarillo, California. And happy to be here to present this uplifting event for the midweek, which is what we do on Thursdays at 7 o'clock. And I have the light on me, but it doesn't look like I'm too bright here in this thing. I'm on. Lynn says I'm on, so here I am. Anyway, my title for tonight is to Now is the Time. And I've talked about this a lot to other people. And Lynn's actually almost tired of hearing it because, we are humans. I'm assuming if you're watching this now, you're a human. And if you're a human, you're here now and you're alive, which means that you've had a past that went by to get you here. And more than likely have a future. Some unknown amount of time in your future is there for you. And as humans, we deal with that a lot. Things that happened in our past, things that might have made us feel good, but now they're gone, so we don't feel good. And things concerned about the future, what's going to happen, and should we be concerned about it? And this, I'm human. This comes up with me a lot as well, because you can't be human and not have those aspects of life to be there for you. But the thing that I always like to focus on is the fact that regardless of the past and regardless of what's going to happen, you're here now. We're here now. We're living here now in this universe. So I always recommend people look for the thing that can give them the joy right now, because this is where you are. And this came to mind when I saw that I was coming up and doing the midweek uplift this week on St. Patrick's Day. And that's what brought the idea to mind. I mean, we honor St. Patrick. He was certainly a religious icon back in the day, and some tragic things happened in his life. But we celebrate who St. Patrick was and celebrate the goodness that he brought to this world and to the human race in a now situation. On St. Patrick's Day, it's now, and now's the time to celebrate. And since it's an Irish holiday, everybody's wearing green. I don't know if you can see it, but I'm wearing green tonight because it's an Irish holiday that we're celebrating. So the fact that St. Patrick was around in existence a long time ago, but we're celebrating St. Patrick and everything that he was and did now, brought to mind the fact that we should be more focused on now in our lives. And I always go through this idea with people, the fact that if you're here now, here's an absolute, and I've mentioned this before on other uplifts, but this is an absolute because I've done an analysis of it and made an analytical assessment. The absolute in life is that in order for you to be right here, right now, everything had to happen in the universe the way it happened, exactly as it happened. There is no way to suggest that if this happened instead of that happened back then, you would be here instead of there. There's absolutely no way to know what life would be except what it is now, right here. And so you can look at the past and see something that you wish you'd have done this way instead of that way. But once again, you can guess at where you'd be instead of where you are. But the absolute is you're here. And the only way that you're here is it had to happen the way it happened. That's an absolute. Now, the other aspect of our human situation is what's going to happen next? What's coming up next? And there's no way we can make that assessment. We can guess at it. You can imagine it. We always do that as humans. But there's no way that you can determine for sure that this is going to happen as opposed to that going to happen, because the universe evolves infinitely and forever. It doesn't have a specific time and place and space. It's all evolving in an eternal and in an infinite way. And we look at the oneness with God, which is part of our spiritual center and the spiritual teaching that we're in, that there is one source to everything that is, one source we call God, and we're here from that source. And so here's the thing that we have to keep in mind. The infinite nature of God is the infinite nature of the source of the existence of the universe. And we're not infinite as humans, but you have to understand that if you were infinite, then there would not be a past. There would not be a future. There would only be now, because infinity is only ever happening right now. And the things that are going on in the universe are only happening right now. So the best thing we can do as humans is to accept what is happening, unless we can specifically make an alteration individually, which we can look at what we can do always. But as far as the aspects of the universe, nature, and all the other things that create what's going on in the universe, we don't really have any specific control over it. So the best way to look at what's going to happen next is to know that it is the positive advancement of the universal existence of life. And I've mentioned this before on the uplift as well. It's not impossible for us as humans to be in the way of that. The reference I've always made on that is the fact that Lynn and I, we'd love to go to Yosemite National Park and see the beauty of nature that is there as an example. And it's just amazing. And you can't go there and not feel that the blessing is there from God to create that space on the earth in this universe to be able to share with us as humans. But the thing that comes to mind when I'm there is the fact that when that space was created, if there were any humans there, that would have been not a good place to be. There was all kinds of glacier movement and flooding that came through there that created what is Yosemite National Park. But what always comes to mind is if you had been a human in that situation, regretting and just be disappointed at what was going on in your life as a human. But if someone came and showed you a picture of what Yosemite National Park was going to end up as looking like, well, then you'd have to go, hey, well, maybe this isn't as bad a thing as it is. Maybe I could see the blessing, because that is the blessing of what was going on back then, is what Yosemite National Park is now. So this is what I always like to recommend to people, is that what's going on right now, just take that mindset that this is going to create something good in your life, in the universe. Because two things, and we've done a lot of research on this, but if you can go away from that disappointment of what might be coming up next, and instead of being disappointed or distressed about what's happening, if you can look at that as being something that is a creative goodness for the universe, then that improves your mind, your mental thinking. And when you make a more positive mindset internally inside your brain, it helps your physical health as well. It helps all of your cells connect in your body and keeps you healthier. So that positive mindset that you can bring about, and that's always up to us as humans to be positive or negative about what's going on in life, that's going to make you healthier and be more ready for what's coming up in the future. And since it is St. Patrick's Day, I looked around a little bit into some of the aspects of St. Patrick and found a wonderful Irish quote that references it's an Irish holiday. He was an Irish saint at that point, way back then. And this is what this quote was, which I felt was very valid for now. It says, "May you have all the happiness and luck that life can hold, and at the end of your rainbows, there you'll find a pot of gold." And so it is just, once again, like we've said, recommending that positive mindset, that the happiness and the good luck is there for you. It's going to be revealed, and that will make it much more ready to be revealed, because it's going to make you feel better about what's coming up in life and make you feel healthier, make you be healthier to be more ready for what's coming up next in your life. And another one that I felt, the Irish like to reference the rainbows and pots of gold at the end of the rainbow. This one says, "May you have all the happiness and luck that life can hold, Oh, that's the same one. At the end of the rainbows, there you'll find a pot of gold. So I thought I wrote another one down. So this aspect of looking at what's going on now, finding the joy in the now, which is what is up to us. Here we are now. Let's find what's good about what's going on right now. Once you find that goodness, then you know that, like I said, everything that happened in your past happened the way it did to get you there. Even the things you look back on and feel like you might have wished you'd done something else instead of that, that had to happen to get here now. And one of the things that I do to be able to more enjoy the now situation that I'm in is I go down to the beach, which is close to us here in Port Hueneme, and jog. I jog on the beach because it's physical activity, which has kept me pretty healthy. But at the same time, it also puts me in that now situation. And I always treat when I stop at one end of the beach or the other, I always treat making a positive affirmation with God. Because what I love about that is that when you are on the beach, it, it's such an example of the oneness of life, because there you are with earth, with wind in the air, with water, and if the sun is out, which is when I love to be there, then there's fire, earth, wind, fire, and water all in one place. And it just brings to mind the oneness of life right then and there. And since that oneness of life that I'm with at that point where I'm in the now is so beautiful, it makes me just feeling really, really good about life because I'm there and I'm having the joy of being able to jog on the beach and once again know that all the things that happened in my life had to happen to be there. So why not celebrate them rather than be disgruntled about something that you did or didn't do sometime way back. And this comes to mind a lot because right now, Lynn and I are financially struggling a little bit, looking for a way to get some income. And I call it the human dichotomy because I'm in the now and it's such a wonderful place to be. But then I go, oh gosh, what's coming up next? Oh, wow. Oh, how long will I be able to have this last? And stuff like that. So these questions come up and I just go past them. I go, why deal with what's coming up when we don't have a control over it? We don't know. I'm doing what I can to find employment now to get some income and just taking that positive mindset that it's going to be revealed and be exactly what we need to have things be exactly the way we need to have them. And that makes me feel a lot more positive about life now and better about what's coming up rather than being disgruntled or disappointed or just upset about where things are. And so this is what I am giving the message on today. St. Patrick is a great example of how we can celebrate now something that was in the past. We can always do that. You can always look at life as you're living it right now as seeing the blessing and the joy that it is meant to be and realize that everything in your life had to happen the way it did to be here. And so you are blessed to be here by God, by the infinite oneness of God. And you are an example. We are the living experience and example of God through our connection with God. So if God is this infinite source of goodness, joy, blessing, and love, we can be that example. And the more you present that example, the more you show forth that experience of God as you and go forth in your life with love as your main motivation, adding kindness and compassion, sharing and caring. These things are going to help your mindset, help your physical connection with the oneness that is God, and help you be a healthier and a happier person. So now is the time to be here because we are. So that's basically my lesson for tonight, is that rather than be disgruntled and disappointed about what's happened, be upset or concerned or frightened about what's going to happen, look at your life now, see the joy in it, find a way to be in that joy, find the joy and celebrate the joy of being here now. And that's what we're doing for St. Patrick's Day, celebrating that which occurred in the past and how it has gotten us to be here now. So we have to thank the Irish for bringing that to us and thank St. Patrick for allowing those things to happen to bring us all here together in the oneness that is life and in the joy that we can find if we simply focus on it and let it be there. So that's my lesson about now is the time. Now is the time to be here because you are. So now is the time to enjoy being here. Feel blessed by the fact that you are here, blessed by what brought you here, and know that what's coming up will be a blessing in your life as well. And this is the way to move forward in life more positively, and you'll stay healthier, you'll stay happier. And that's my message for tonight. So I want to thank you all for tuning in. I'm going to close with a treatment that's going to resonate with the same ideas that I've just expressed. And the other thing I meant to bring up is when I jog on the beach, I play music through my phone, through my headphones, and a lot of the songs just make me feel really good about life there. And one that came up today, which brought this whole idea of me to things, is by the I forget who it was by. I don't have it there. But anyway, the lyric was this: you will never see me walking around feeling low. You will never hear, there goes a man who doesn't know. Too many roads to walk, too many things to do, too many words to talk, moments too few. And that idea of the fact that I'm going to stay in this positive mindset because there's too many things to do, too many roads to walk, like they said, makes me feel more connected to the now situation that I'm in, especially when I'm out there jogging on the beach. So I had to reference that as well. But that's my lesson for tonight.
Service
so
is live.
Thank you all for being here.
Service is live Sunday.
Oh, right. And we wanted to mention that we are meeting Sunday at the Center for Spiritual Living in Pleasant Valley. Pleasant Valley in Camarillo. And the address is on our website if you don't know where it is, but I'm sure most of you do. But the fact that we're able to meet live now is really a blessing in itself, because we are humans and we do connect more readily when we're there together in the oneness of actually being together in a room, in a situation, a little more readily than when you're on Zoom and on these internet things. Although these are great ways to connect with people that you can't always meet with physically. But we're going to meet live at 10:30 in the morning. It was 9:30 last week, but time is now gone the other way. So it'll be 10:30 in the morning. We're going to meet live. We're going to have a wonderful lesson. Reverend Pam's going to be presenting it. I'm not sure if I remember what her title is, but it's on the website and on the Facebook page for CSL Pleasant Valley. So take a look at those. And if you can join us on Sunday, we would love to have you there live to have this lesson and have this connection and this communication as we all have as humans. So that's it. That's really what I have to say for tonight. And let's close with a little affirmation treatment that brings us all to our minds and internally, spiritually for us. So at this point in time, let's close our eyes. Know along with me these words as I say them in the first person. Please feel free to make them your own. For I do know absolutely that right here and right now, in this singular moment, in the continuing, eternal, and infinite evolution of the time and space continuum, there is one source to all that is, one source to life, every aspect of life in the universe. We refer to that source as God. You can call that source whatever name you feel more motivated to give it through whatever religion you have come from or you're part of. But we know that that single source, as God, is what creates life. And I'm here in life, so thereby created from that one source that we call God. And since I'm created by God, I am connected with God. I am one with God. And through that connection, since everything comes from that single source, I am connected with every aspect of life and existence in this universe. Every animal, every person, every aspect of what is connected to me, and I'm connected to it. And I know that as I go forth in my life, honoring that connection, and allowing the motivation that brings me forward in my life to be love, love for all that is, love for life. And adding to that love, the aspect of kindness, doing what I can when I can for every part of the universe, caring, knowing that I'm there and connected with all, so caring about everyone and everything, sharing what I can when I can with everyone with whom I'm connected, doing what I can to keep this universe moving forward in a positive manner, to keep every aspect of everyone in it to be in a more positive mindset as they move forward in their lives. And when I can, as I can, where I can, giving of who I am and what I can to every aspect. And I know that as I continue forth in life motivated by these aspects on which I'm focused, that my life will continue to unfold, as Betty Ann says, perfectly no matter what, because as I put these aspects of myself out into the universe, I know they are coming back to me. And because the universe is infinite in its size and its power, it comes back tenfold. The more love I put out, the more love I get back. The more respect I have for everything that there is, the more respect it will be given to me by life itself. I honor St. Patrick and all that he did for humanity back when he was in existence, and celebrate the now that we know, to look back and know that this was a blessing. And now that blessing is being revealed to us in a day-to-day basis. And I thank God for my awareness of this connection and this ability to create the life that I would choose to live by putting forth myself through love and motivation by these same positive aspects of life. And knowing that this is coming back to me tenfold through the infinite source that we call God, I release these words to the oneness that is God, knowing that as I say them, they are being created, they are being manifested, and that I'm being motivated to continue forth. And for this I say thank you, God, and release these words to the oneness. And we can close by saying together, and so it is. And so it is with life. And so it is with life now. So now I'm going to take off. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for joining in. And thank you, life, for allowing me to be here and be part of it. Bye-bye and good night to everyone. Happy St. Patrick's Day to you all. Bye-bye.